Alright bitches, this is going to be a video on how many times should you wind this motherfucker up. Now, when I first got my drum mag, I was confused as fuck, as some of you may or may not be. This is going to clear up some confusion here, because once you get all the bullets in there and everything like that, and throw it back on there, you get it all lined up, get that little lip lined up, and lock it down. Now you can store it like this if you're paranoid about winding the spring up and ruining it somehow, which I've had this wound up for months and months and months, and it's not fucking, it doesn't give me a feeding issue unless I don't wind it up enough, which is what this video is about. So if you don't know how many times that you should wind that shit up, the easiest and the way that I use or go about doing it is I take a normal standard 30 round magazine, fully loaded, or I keep like 29 rounds in my shit just so they go in easier. Generally, not on AK mags, because you can load them all the way and you can tell if they're fully loaded by a little hole down there. Anyway, what I do is I just take and pay attention to the spring pressure here, and then just wind this fucker up until I can check the spring tension, and it's relatively close, if not, and it's about 12 turns. So that's about 6 so far. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now let's check. Yeah, spring pressure is a little less, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's check it out. They are very, very close in spring pressure, so the drum shouldn't jam when I do the whole dump. And if it does jam, and I say jam, I mean if it doesn't feed properly, then you know, you just give it a couple more winds real quick in the middle of combat and then die, and then you're fucked. So yeah, anyway, that's how I do it. So if you're wondering and paranoid as fuck about like stripping the spring out by leaving it stored that way, don't. It's fine unless you have a fucked up drum mag or whatever. Now this is a Romanian drum mag. They do have other drum mags on the market that are a little cheaper. I think the Korean drum mags may be a little bit cheaper, and I'm not sure the quality of the manufacturing on those, so I can't recommend them, but I can recommend the Romanian drums. They have been historically cheaper than, say, a Russian one or different country of origin production ones and whatnot. But anyway, Romanian ones are good, and wind it up. Leave it there. Be careful, they rust like a motherfucker. Like if I just do this shit right here and then leave it there, I'll come back in a day and there'll be a fucking rusty fingerprint there. It's pretty fucking ridiculous, so be aware of that shit. And get fucked, bitches!